Hello there. In this video I'm gonna show some ways of making screenshots of items in L4D2 in order to later cut the background from them and make something like icons or whatever. But this video is only gonna focus on making screenshots.
Hello!
And the first and the very easiest method is to just use a white spray. It's gonna be 256 pixels square white spray. White is gonna work in most cases with almost everything except something white like paint peels or maybe chrome colored guns. So I'm just gonna drop the gun the way I need for the icons, then paint the spray, then zoom in, and well, I obviously did apply some console commands for this, which I'm gonna add all of them in the description of the video and in a post on a forum wherever I post it. And right now I'm not gonna use this team screenshot feature because it's low quality. I'm not gonna use console command screenshot feature. I'm just gonna use hit the print screenshot button on the keyboard to copy it to the clipboard in order to save me time and paste it directly to the Photoshop. Now I'm gonna paste it in the Photoshop here. And just to show that in this particular case the white background cuts out absolutely fine, as you see, no problem at all. Alright, now another method is to use a green screen map, which I recently adapted for L4D2, which allows to do the background swap trick. Now, it might be not really useful for the weapon icons, but for some other higher quality screenshots, if you want to make them, it may be some use of it. Now I'm gonna select the shadow color to white to disable it again. Gonna click mods and
hello!
I often use hunting rifle because with disabled HUD it allows to zoom in quite closely on the item that's dropped on the floor. And the thing I'm going to show you is what I call the background swap. Since I have made different versions of the green screen map, right now it's actually blue. So I'm going to hit the print screen button, pause the game, press the escape button, L-tab to the windows. Alright, now I'm in Photoshop again. I pasted the image and go back to L4D2. Alright, I'm back in L4D2, and now I can go to the add-ons menu from my game menu mod, and I untick the blue screen map. I'm gonna enable the black screen map. And now, since I have the cheats on right now, I can run the reload all materials command, which will reload the textures. And now, carefully, without touching the mouse, I will hit escape and make the screenshot again. Push the print screen button again and get back to Windows. Alright, now I am back in Windows and I can paste again. And as you see, I now have two similar layers but with different backgrounds, which allows me to use this layer for making a selection, since it's blue very contrast with black. But I will use that selection on this layer, which is almost everything black, and normally Photoshop wouldn't properly select this. The advantage of this method is not really weapon icons, but for something complex like a survivor, for example, Zoe with her hair. If you just use the screenshot with the blue or green background, you cut things out. There might be some green or blue pixels left from the background, which is not really good if you're doing some high quality, high resolution image. So this is what I call the background swap, and it is very interesting and useful for making clean, really clean icons without the background. Alright, so the third, so let's switch to the third method, which is by using the source L4D2 model viewer from the authoring tools. Alright, now the third method. It is a bit, it is more complicated than the first two, since you have to understand what you're doing and have some knowledge in the the model files and material files. I'm gonna some recent detailed Uzi. So you have to select open an add-on as usually with GCFscape, and literally extract all of its add-ons just in the main game folder like this. So it just merges with all the materials and models. Then to override the existing models, you would have to either just rename the pack01_dir archive like this, but that won't do very well in all cases. If the custom gun, custom model, custom survivor, whatever, if it still uses some of the default textures, they're gonna appear as missing textures, as those pink checkerboard pattern missing textures, because you have renamed everything. You have renamed the pack01dir archive. The game wouldn't find it. The game would load any textures, well, except those in the DLC 1, DLC 2, DLC 3 update folders. So to be sure and for better working out, just make a backup copy of it and then change everything related to the gun the mod you want to open in the model viewer. And since I am going to load up an SMG gun, I'm just gonna rename all VSMG to VSMX. Gonna replace all, hit save, and hopefully that will work. So now I'm gonna add I'm gonna launch the authoring tools, launch the model viewer, and then we go to load a model, vmodels, VSMG SMX. See, this is the one that I've renamed, so it should load up. Yeah, it just did. So here we go. Now the controls here, the manipulating controls here in this model viewer are to be honest quite complicated at start. You gotta get a hold of them before you get convenient with them, and you move it around with left mouse button pressed, but if you grab it at a distance like this, it would just rotate radially. If you grab it around the bounce or at the center, it would rotate like this, and if you hold right mouse button and move the mouse, you can zoom in and out. Now if you rotated the gun somehow and it's out of screen, you can always use the center verts command here. Options, center verts. It would always get the gun back in a central. Like this, for example, if I set up, I want this angle, right? Then I press center verts, it makes it to the center like this. Sometimes for some unknown reason, the gun loads up with guiders, like 3 lines in here or in here. If it happens, just close the model viewer, and you can always launch it again. Go to File, Recent Models, SMG, and there it loads again. Now another thing is sometimes it would load up with a different sequence, like look poses, the default sequence, and it would load up some weird combination. See, with a clip attached. So here in the sequence, yeah, you can probably find a better tutorial than mine, a better video on how to deal with the model viewer and source model viewer. You just go to sequence tab here and change this first sequence to whatever. If you want just idle weapon, just select idle, and yeah, see, I'm always selecting center verts again and again. And if you wanted to animate, well, you don't want, but if you wanted to animate, here's the animation bar. You just move this thing around, so then you can select sequence here again, item reload. See, reload, so it would actually animate and show you something. Not really something you want for screenshots, but you can make a video out of it. Yeah, now I'm gonna stop this. Now there's some other options you would like to... Wait, how do I... See, it's often quite complicated manipulating this gun. There is also center view command, which is similar to center verts but somehow different. I don't really use it. Now you can change the background color to anything you like. You can also change the light color. If you make it black, that would remove the light completely, make the gun darker. Now also in the render tab, there are options to show it as textured, wireframe. Smooth shaded is actually a little bit different than textured, so you might select that for your likeness, and others are just some really weird ways of showing up. Also, make sure you have the normal mapping ticked, because it makes a big difference. If the normal mapping is applied, it's of course much more level of detail, much depth into it, much more detailized. So there's a lot of other options which you don't really need. So that's it. And again, in here you can use the same background swap trick. You can, for example, screenshot it now, make a screenshot now, go to Photoshop, make a layer, paste a screenshot, and then select the black color, screenshot again, and then you have, again, you could use the blue background screenshot to as a selection for, but actually apply it on this black background. So this is the third option to make screenshots. There maybe even more. This, I would say, this is the most advanced, most accurate, and most complicated, of course, but recently I started using just this method for making all the weapon icons, all the screenshots, everything I need. But the navigation here is obviously quite complicated, and in some cases making the model work load up correctly isn't as easy as just screenshotting in game. Alright, thanks for watching.